Lesson number 2, sketch techniques. See, when we at Tandholt work with sketches, we also have to organize things a bit before we can actually say that the sketch is finished and then we can tell about the solution. So organizing a drawing, organizing a sketch is a very important thing. And it's easy and it's fun also, because then that's where you get all your ideas and all these little solutions. We have this Stoma guide made by Coloplast, and we'll use that as an example because this is physical. We have something that you can look at before, which is a finished product, and we can look at how we can organize a sketch around this to tell about the solution of this. So this is a folding guide made on paper. You can fold it, you can unfold it. You have different hole sizes so you can measure your stoma hole, and you'll be able to choose the right size. You have also a guideline up here, and you have some information for selling and for retailing that could be interesting for other information areas. See, organizing. See, before telling this story, and before getting to something that you can tell about the idea, you have to think, what do I need to know? See, this Stoma guide, it maybe starts out on a doodle sketch like this. Maybe you have some small ideas you've been sketching and you've been putting this in a drawer and it comes out like this, crumbly and maybe of no use, but it's a lot of valid and important information. What you're thinking is that, oh, I have a problem. My idea is I need to measure my stoma to see which base plates would fit. So what I do is I find out what is my idea. So I have an idea. I organize this and say, that's an idea, I have to measure this. How can I do that? Yeah, you have an idea for a solution. You have a solution actually already, which is a plate. And actually you say, I need a lot of holes of different sizes. And I need to organize them. They can all be on one plate, one piece. And at the moment, we don't know that this is going to be a paper. Maybe you think, well, I have an idea of a plastic plate or a metal plate or a fabric somehow. Then I need to relate to something. What is it I'm putting on? I'm adding my stoma bag on this. So actually what I need to find out is I need to focus on my product also. So I need to tell the story also about I have my stoma bag. So I have the relation between what I need to figure out, which size, where it goes, and what my solution is for this problem. What will happen is that probably somebody else will have another solution, which will be important to discuss, and then in common sense, you'll figure out something even better. You also know that about this stoma hole, it can have different shapes. You might want to do something about this. So what you need to do is to figure out what is the problem, or maybe what is the solutions I need to solve. I need to solve something. I need to solve size, figure, and different things. And then now I have, in general, an idea for a layout. When you've done this, you take a new piece of paper, and you look at this and you say, well, what is the most important stuff? Oh, the important stuff is I need to tell something about the stoma, and I need to tell something about solution. And I need to give it a name. And in this case, I prepare something. So what you actually need to do is you need to work your way through, and we call it maybe a measuring chart. I made the deliberity of making an illustration for myself to tell you what we're aiming for, just to have something in the mind when you're looking. And what we're aiming for this first illustration is a simple two-dimensional sketch, a headline, some quick information about the most vital points, something about maybe some key issues about materials, something that you say, oh, it has to fold to relate to my stoma bag size or my telephone, and it has to relate to a simple man. And in that sense, we suddenly say, and this is something I always tell even my students when I teach somebody, you need a headline, a name for it. You need some most important points. It has to measure size. be available all the time. And so, and then you have something about the feeling, soft, handmade, hand-used on a, and no tools maybe. And then you need something about the product. You have the solution you have, so it has to have different sizes. So you say 15 millimeters maybe to 70 millimeters or something. And eventually you go through these things. You say it has to relate to something. And eventually you go through these things and you add up to these information points where you say function, most important key issues, and relation to person and where it's used at around the stoma. So this is the basic idea of organizing, and in the next lessons we'll come through these things, eventually end up doing one of these sketches again. So I'll just say good luck and think about what you're going to tell and use your paper for that before you start drawing.